Welcome back, guys. We've got another Spyderco. This is not one of Alex's because this is in stock form. And I think Alex only has modded customized Spydercos. Nope, this came from Garey, one of my viewers. So thank you very much for that, Garey. I greatly appreciate it. This is the Spyderco Native Chief in Rex 45. So this is a sprint run. Spyderco is the world dominating champion of sprint runs. And it actually came with this orange microfiber cloth because, I don't know why, because exactly, but all of the sprint runs in this Rex 45 blade steel come in burnt orange G10. So they included the big microfiber towel with it, which is pretty cool. So I was not familiar with the Native Chief. I'm familiar with the Native. I've always wanted to actually get a Native, and I just never have broken down and gotten one. So they took the ever popular Native, and they stretched it about a third to come up with the Native Chief. This is not a small Spyderco by any stretch of the imagination. It is, however, and I could be wrong, it's happened once before, but it's the first Spyderco I have ever seen come out of the box tip-up configuration. Might have happened before, but first time I've seen it. So it does have tip-up, tip-down, left and right-handed holes for the pocket clip. But this one did come right-handed, tip-up, which is exactly how I would need a knife configured. So that was very cool. A little different. Normally they are tip down. Right-handed tip down is typically how I have seen every other Spyderco come out of the box. So let's dive into the specs on this guy. It's 5 1/8 closed, 9 1/8 overall. It's a big boy. 4.08 inch blade from the edge of the scale to the very tippity tip of that blade. 3.59 cutting edge. So you do lose a lot with this finger choil and the little sharpening ricasso there as well. But this is a big knife, and it feels really good in the hand. The jimping is great. They could have, it's typical Spyderco. It's blocky. So they could have contoured the scales and stuff like that, but that's not how Spyderco does it. It is Rex 45 blade steel. The blade thickness is 0.124. Overall thickness is 0.437. And it weighs in at just 4 ounces. Super smooth action, and it will only get a little bit smoother with time as it kind of breaks in. Fits really well in the hand, fits great in the pocket because it is very slim and slim in this dimension as well. Let's zoom in and take a quick peek. Full flat grind on this Rex 45. And Rex 45, I'm not even going to try to explain the steels. You guys can look that up. I'll put a link down below to some steel charts and stuff. I am not a steel snob by any stretch of the imagination. Pocket clip works great. It is a backlock. Love it or not, it is a backlock. And this was made in their Golden, Colorado facility. Yeah, just super nice. Picks up the fingerprints really great from just being out of the box. Because I hadn't cleaned it or anything. It's brand new. What are you going to do? But yeah, it's just really a nice knife. So yeah, I think as far as steels go, I personally don't really care as long as it is a quality steel. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. 9 out of 10 people are not going to know the difference between a blade steel if it wasn't marked right there on the blade. If there was no marking on the blade, they would not know. Now, some of you guys that sharpen your own knives, That's a little bit different. You, I would hope, are going to know the difference in the steel as you're sharpening it, because it will take off more or less metal every time you take a pass on the stone, whatever kind of stone you're using. Whether you're freehanding, whether it's in a machine and you're moving the stone, doesn't matter. If you are a knife sharpening guy or gal, you will understand the difference in the steels. Okay? But I think that is the minority of people out there. And please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't sharpen. I learned many moons ago in Boy Scouts, sharpening was not for me. Had a bad experience. I sharpened and destroyed at the same time. And I said, I'm good. I don't need to sharpen knives. As I got older and I started getting into carrying knives, my Spyderco police model, the first knife I really carried, Spyderco was great. I just sent it back to them. They'd sharpen it and send it back to me. Again, I didn't need to sharpen. Now, as I've gotten into collecting and doing YouTube and all of that stuff, I've got friends that'll sharpen for me for free. I just send it to them. It comes back amazingly crazy, scary sharp. So I don't need to learn. Don't want to. Don't need to. I'm good. Those of you that do sharpen, you'll know the difference in steels. Most of us that don't sharpen don't really care. You can give me a crappy steel knife, and it will probably still open the shipping box that I'm going to get tomorrow that has another knife inside. There you go. Basically what I use my knives for is to open a box with another knife inside. Let's do some size comparisons here. The Sharpie. And you guys laugh because you know it's true. We are typically opening boxes with other knives inside. That's it. This is the Spyderco Delica. Quiet Carry Waypoint. The Kubi KB237. Still my favorite budget knife. I need to order some more just to have some laying around for giveaways and for friends because I think they're just that awesome. Here it is next to the Hellraiser P series. It's even longer than that. This is a big full-size knife. That's Spyderco. It's a big knife in a small package. It doesn't feel like a big knife. It doesn't carry like a big knife. Doesn't even feel like a big knife in your hand, really. But you got enough blade length there to reach out and cut something. And a really pointy tip. This is ice pick type. You know, you could really reach out and cut something open if you needed to. This is a great tool. And in Rex 45, which is, I guess you would call it a super steel. I choose my words carefully when I talk about blade steels. But it is a premium steel for sure. You can do some good cutting with this. So there you go, guys. A quick look at the Spyderco Native Chief. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you, Gary, for sending this in. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.